X-Out Resurfaced is a thrilling revival of classic side-scrolling shooters, blending retro vibes with sleek modern design. The controls are tight, the enemy patterns are challenging but fair, and the soundtrack absolutely slaps. Visually, it's a nostalgic treat with vibrant pixel art that pops off the screen. There's a great variety of weapons to experiment with, and the level design keeps the adrenaline pumping without feeling overwhelming. Fans of old-school shooters will find a polished, satisfying experience that respects its roots while feeling fresh. Daydream Forgotten Sorrow is a hauntingly beautiful puzzle platformer that tells an emotional story through stunning visuals and atmospheric sound design. Guiding the boy and his teddy bear companion feels intuitive, and the puzzles strike a satisfying balance between challenge and accessibility. The game's dreamlike world pulls you in with its melancholy charm, and the fluid animations breathe life into every scene. It's a short but impactful journey that lingers in your mind long after the credits roll, a heartfelt experience well worth taking. Shadow of the Ninja Reborn is an exciting action-adventure in which players wield katanas and other weapons. They must join forces with famous ninjas Hayate and Kai to confront deadly adversaries throughout 6 meticulously constructed courses. The game has a 2-player co-op experience, a lethal arsenal of caltrops, shuriken, and other weapons, as well as 5 redesigned courses loaded with clever traps and difficult platform puzzles. The game also has a new, modern style with amazing sprite art that accurately upgrades the popular 8-bit predecessor. Jitsu Squad is an action-adventure game in which players must explore perilous locations, face Origami's minions, and discover the secrets of the Kusanagi stone. Each member possesses distinct powers and combat styles, enabling dynamic and strategic gaming. Once you continue, you will face difficult boss battles and gain new skills to help you become even more dangerous. Immerse yourself in a rich, bright world inspired by ancient Japanese mythology, complete with breathtaking scenery such as woods, mountains, and temples. Jitsu Squad also has a couch co-op option for local play and furious tag team incidents. In Symphonia, you must travel a mesmerizing world, overcoming platforming obstacles and reactivating processes to restore life and vitality. Immerse yourself in a musical cosmos inspired by the symphony orchestra, with each location featuring its own distinct atmosphere and personality. Experience the talent of the scoring orchestra Paris, whose performances were recorded especially for Symphonia. Participate in exciting performances including various instruments such as strings, brass, and woodwinds. Revitalize Symphonia by exploring, traveling, and playing the violin. The next episode in the Cotton series will take you on an exciting new journey. Join Silk and her pals on their trek across Fairyland to preserve the Vanishing Willows. With 6 distinct characters to pick from, each with their own particular ability, the possibilities are limitless. Immerse yourself in the fast-paced action and enjoy the thrilling music, which will have you on the tip of your seat. Don't pass up this current HD experience with unlocked material that will have you coming back for more. Prepare to enter a world of wonder and thrill unlike anything you've ever encountered. The Westone team has finally revealed a long-lost arcade gem, a ROM polished with the assistance of strictly limited games. The pixel graphics, which was regarded excellent at the time, has held its enchantment throughout the years. Players may embark on a journey in a fantasy realm, jumping, running, picking up, and hurling opponents to win multipliers and improve their high score. They may also play with 2 pals to defeat Dr. Hangyo or compete for the greatest score in a friendly tournament. The Space Invaders Invincible collection is a graphic overhaul of all games that improves on the original resolution. With the exception of a sound-based Easter egg, the collection is basic. The majority of games lack sound and feature ancient visuals. The classic sprite work of these games, on the other hand, gives them a delightful and hassle-free approach to examine an essential chapter in gaming history. The collection's goal is to conserve arcade oldies in a more contemporary format, allowing for a more enjoyable and hassle-free experience with these arcade classics. Ninja JaJaMaru series is a must-have for fans of the legendary Jump and Run brand, as well as those who are discovering it for the first time. This new game brings new controls and gameplay concepts to the popular franchise. Players will join JaJaMaru and his buddies as they face the most massive yokai army invasion in history. With over 20 playable characters with varying skills, including known yokai from past games and the newly introduced JaJaMaru family, there is plenty of variation to enjoy. Collecting golden beads and souls dropped by slain opponents allows players to unlock additional characters. Ray's Arcade Chronology is a dream compilation for shoot-'em-up enthusiasts, reviving Taito's classic Ray series with elegance. The fluid gameplay, amazing sprite work, and pulse-pounding soundtrack all stand up well, with new features like rewind and graphic improvements providing modern ease. The shift from 2D to 3D in Raystorm and Ray Crisis is smooth, demonstrating the series' growth. Whether you're a longtime fan or new to these arcade classics, this collection offers furious action and tremendous replay value in a polished packaging. Victory Heat Rally is a spectacular 2.5D racing game with gorgeous visuals and an exhilarating soundtrack. Players may select their champion driver and compete against friends-turned-rivals in a variety of game settings. The game includes 12 prominent racers and their distinctive vehicles, and players may race alone or with others. Victory Heat Rally has many levels over 12 diverse places, ranging from the sun-kissed sands of Baytona Beach to the freezing wastes of Frostbite Harbor. Players may also paint treatments to express their uniqueness.
That was awesome!
Elsie is a fast-paced, rogue-like action platformer set on planet Ekis, which is rich in resources and ripe for scientific research. The game includes a bullet hell ballet, in which players must evade dynamic opponents while performing perfectly timed parries. Players may change the gameplay dynamics by making tactical upgrades, talents, and weapon selections. They can even engage in epic boss fights and vanquish biome guardians. The game also lets players team up with a second player character, Andrew, who has unique augments, weapons, and skills. Lil Gator is an adventure game with a large area for exploration and enjoyment. Players will meet a variety of personalities, fight intense fights with cardboard foes, travel peaceful landscapes and woods, and scale huge cliffs. Each region contains distinct objectives and fascinating personalities to encounter. Friendship is an important component of this vast globe, and players can meet a variety of friends to help them on their adventure. They can also express their ingenuity by crafting unique objects and learning new skills. Bullets Per Minute is a rhythm FPS game that mixes first-person shooting and music. As a Valkyrie, you protect Asgard against underworld forces with coordinated actions and weapons. Players must travel randomly created dungeons, battling 7 difficult enemies with distinct movement and attack techniques. To reach the ultimate monster, players must beat 7 bosses with different movement and attack patterns. The Overdrive update includes new characters' weapons, a new chapter, and 2 new difficulty levels, Practice and Hellish. Explore beautiful locations, meet interesting individuals, and solve puzzles to find hidden treasures. Compete against formidable foes and monsters, improve your weaponry, and unearth ancient relics. Immerse yourself in a rich, realistic universe filled with dynamic day-night cycles, unexpected turns, and amazing pixel art visuals. Play cooperative multiplayer mode, go on side missions, and make moral decisions that influence the plot. Investigate various settings, solve environmental riddles, and learn the truth behind Lily's quest. Little Golf Journey is a fascinating golfing experience through 10 breathtaking places with over 100 holes and 100 hidden treasures. Without the necessity for a caddy, players may explore peaceful landscapes and acquire precious goods. The game features a distinctive soundtrack and easy controls for strategic navigation. Players can discover hidden riches and artifacts while facing trials to bring color back to the globe. The game is simple to learn yet difficult to master, providing for an entertaining and demanding golfing adventure. Yooka-Laylee is a platforming adventure game with retro-inspired mini-games, racing, epic battles, and mind-bending puzzles. Ivory Towers is a vivid hub environment where players may discover hidden mysteries, acquire new skills, and interact with colorful characters like Trouser and Doc Quack. Players can evolve into numerous shapes and powers as they go, such as flying as a helicopter or rolling through narrow places as a ball. Yooka-Laylee is a must-play for platforming adventure lovers and newbies alike. The game is an exciting journey in which players must avoid death by pushing certain buttons that disclose unique rules, traps, and game-changing monsters. The game is intended for 2 or 4 players and includes 30 interesting levels, 6 metalhead characters, a local multiplayer option, cartoonish violence, and an excellent music by Fat Bard. The game's unusual rules, traps, and game-changing animals are intended to add excitement to the experience. Inukari Chase of Deception is a classic vintage platforming game that seeks to restore order and harmony in a world where humans have lost respect for animals. The game has 24 levels spread across 3 planets, rich pixel art images, exciting gameplay with a distinct tempo, seamless action and boss fights, and an uplifting 8-bit music. The game is intended to be fast-paced and exciting, with players rushing to acquire objects while defeating foes and bosses. Players must restore order and reconnect people with nature. Swords of Bones is a game inspired by classics from the 1980s and 1990s, delivering a traditional experience in which players go back in time fighting monsters, avoiding traps, and collecting power-ups and prizes. The game has 16-bit visuals that are evocative of classic genre treasures, as well as ambient chiptune music that contributes to the somber ambiance. The game has over 50 levels, 16-bit style graphics, collectible power-ups, fantastic bosses to vanquish, dramatic chiptune music, and 2 endings to explore.
Welcome to Hogwarts' first Quidditch game of the season!
Harry Potter Quidditch Champions is a magical adventure game in which players take on the roles of iconic characters. The game provides a variety of gameplay choices, including career mode, exhibition matches, and player versus player. Plays can begin with friendly matches in the Weasley Burrow and proceed to tough events like the Quidditch World Cup. They may also personalize their game by leveling up and assigning skill points to each position. Players can also choose to play as themselves, displaying their own personalities through cosmetic options and traditional character designs. Quake II is a critically regarded first-person shooter that transports players on an exciting trip through a science fiction story. The expanded edition of the game features a future battlefield in which mankind fights the Strogg, a hostile extraterrestrial race. To preserve mankind, players must penetrate guarded military installations and demolish the enemy's war machines. Quake II also contains the original mission expansions, The Reckoning and Ground Zero, which introduce new narrative levels and deathmatch maps. The game also includes multiplayer features such as online and local co-op. Only robots live in the final metropolis on the planet, with Endeavor being the only one shielded by a glass dome. A robot worker with the rare ability to manage several machinery is on a journey to repair himself and discover sentient life. The city regards this worker as a threat, and all machines and defenses have turned against him. Hand-drawn imagery inspired by science fiction publications and the work of great futurists such as Jacques Fresco are featured in the game.
It is time to take your first step.
In Alchemist Adventure, you play as a young alchemist attempting to explore the mysteries of the enigmatic Isor area. The difficulty grows as you advance, but the amount of save points diminishes. With no formal alchemical formulae, the game fosters exploration, thinking, and the discovery of new things. Exploring diverse places manufacturing potions from the 4 elements, employing alchemy to modify the environment, solving alchemical riddles, and combating elemental creatures are all key aspects. You can also switch between characters or play co-op as flying species. Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled is a remake of the original Crash game, reintroducing popular modes, characters, tracks, power-ups, weaponry, and controls. It also includes new material from Crash Nitro Kart, allowing players to power slide through new karts, circuits, and arenas. For a competitive edge, the game includes online multiplayer, which allows players to race against friends and climb online leaderboards. To enhance the racing experience, users may personalize their bike and racer with numerous insane kart gear and skins. Skyrim is an exciting game that allows players to determine their own fate and participate in enthralling stories. The game has gorgeous visuals and an engaging gameplay. With a diverse range of weapons, spells, and skills, players may identify themselves via their choices and actions. The novel character system allows players to play the way they desire, letting them identify themselves via their actions. The game also includes an exciting combat against ancient dragons, in which players must uncover their mysterious secrets and wield their enormous power.
The race is on.
Cars 3 Driven to Win is a racing game based on the Disney Pixar film Cars 3, respectively. Over 20 customizable avatars are available. The game includes over 20 tracks set in renowned places such as Radiator Springs. Players may hone their racing abilities in 6 game modes, including the Battle Race mode, in which they compete against family and friends. The game highlights the significance of practicing and sharpening talents in order to become a Hall of Fame driver. The adrenaline rush will leave gamers wanting more. Aurora sets off on a fantastic quest to save her father and a kingdom in the mythical country of Lemuria. Patrick Plord and Jeffrey Yohalem produced the game, which offers a wide array of monsters, including evil witches and perilous sea serpents. Players must collaborate with allies to improve their powers, attributes, and skills, and use special gems to solve puzzles. The narrative is eloquently told in poetry and rhyme, and the unique soundtrack transports gamers to another realm. Immerse yourself in the treasures of Lemuria and prepare for an incredible voyage. Superliminal is a first-person puzzle game that uses forced perspective and optical illusions to create an air of mystery and unpredictability. Players must traverse a dream world where perception becomes reality, which may not always be realistic. The game begins with the protagonist falling asleep while watching television and being shown an advertisement for Dr. Pierce's Somnasculpt dream treatment program. The struggle between man and machine heightens the game's interest and excitement. Overall, Superliminal provides a unique and intriguing gaming experience. Cotton, a teenage witch, is the protagonist of the game, navigating perilous barriers and defeating nefarious foes. The cute-em-up action genre of the game brings players to a moment of charm and nostalgia. The amazing sights and rich color palette of the game bring the environment to life. Cotton becomes an unstoppable force as you play, unlocking new powers and power-ups. Bonus levels and hidden mysteries provide depth and replayability. Cotton 100 is a real gaming relic from the 1990s, providing a one-of-a-kind and memorable experience. Thanks everyone for watching. If you liked any one of these games, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Hope to see you on the next one. And stay awesome!